Ready?
Ready?
Awesome. Hi guys.
Hey guys.
It's Jody and Perla here from the DR.
We know it's been a while since we've done an update newsletter. It's been crazy busy, but we're gonna explain why. So here's our video update for 2017 so far.
And cut.
So one big part of our ministry, of course, our main part is serving and partnering with the local Dominican church. And we've been able to do, amidst a lot of things going on this spring and into the summer, we've been able to work on two main projects. Perla's going to tell you about the first.
Yeah, so during the spring and some of the summer, we spent some time working with the youth and doing an evangelism training. And what that looked like was for us to get together with them weekly and teach them a very simple and specific approach about the gospel and what is the gospel and how to present the gospel. And so it was really good for them to know how to do that and then how to share that with other people, including their testimony, how they came to Christ, and then sharing that with others.
Yeah, and that was great. We even saw one of our youth that's grown up in the church. He went to share his testimony and practice it and realized, I don't have a testimony. And right there, it happened to be that he was in the small group practicing with our two pastors. And so they said, well, right now, let's do that. Let's make your testimony. And he accepted Christ right there. It was just a wonderful, wonderful moment and just a wonderful training in partnership with our neighbor, Noah, who is in ministry here as well. And we love partnering and we love supporting the local church, and so that was a great time what we did, and we saw this spring a few young people come to Christ through that and through different ways. The other thing that we've been focusing on with the youth that we've started around May and now we're into it is just how do I study my Bible? You know, it's not a bad thing to learn from other strong believers, but we need to know how to study the Bible for ourselves. So that's what we're doing with the youth right now. We've taught them a simple method of how to study the Bible, and it's focusing on a lot of observation of the text, and then how to properly interpret and then apply that to their lives. And so we're doing that by walking through the book of Mark, the Gospel of Mark. So those have been the two main things that we've been focused on this year so far: the evangelism training with the youth, and then teaching them how to grow their faith, how to study the Bible for themselves.
Yeah, and it's been a blessing for us to be able to walk with them into the communities and see them share their testimony and share the gospel, and as well as seeing some people come to Christ. And we just hope that you may partner with us in prayer as we do and continue to do this with the rest of the church.
Another thing that's been wonderful this year so far is we got to host a mission team of a group of students from a ministry in Colorado. They're doing a discipleship training and missions prep program for a certain amount of time, and part of their time is an international on-field experience. And so we were able to host them, and they came alongside of us and partnered with us to serve the church and the community, and it was a great time.
Yeah, that was a great partnership because we had just worked with our youth with the evangelism training and going out into the communities. So then they were able to come alongside us and our youth and spend some time with them, and they even spend some time at their homes.
So the other thing that has kept us incredibly busy and worn out this year so far is starting the project of the Nail Cafe. And guys, we are so blessed and so excited about what God's been doing with that. It's a lot of work. March, April, May, right as soon as we rented a location that we finally found and worked out a deal with, we got to work, and it was almost like 12-hour days for 3 months straight, with maybe a Sunday off each week for a Sabbath, and it was difficult, but it was good. And the place is beautiful, and we'll show you some of that. We got it open with a grand opening event on May 25th, I believe, and that was a Thursday, and then it opened from there. And so it was just go, go, go. And it's been a blessing, but a lot of work.
Yeah. Just to remind you though, a very brief explanation of what the Nail Cafe is. It's just this ministry project where we made a mix of a coffee shop and a nail salon where we could offer jobs for ladies in tough situations. So right now we have 4 ladies on staff because we're a very small facility, and three of those ladies are actually single moms and all under the age of 25. And so we are very challenged and looking forward to disciple them, walk with them, just show them grace and show them the gospel of Christ. The goal for the Nail Cafe is that it would be able to keep itself running, and that we would be able to use the money that comes in from the business to help the ladies and make a decent living. So it's hard because it's also, we have to make sure that as a business it's working and it's self-sustainable, but then we're also making sure that they are fed spiritually.
Yeah. So it's a lot of work. There's a lot of random factors that come into play. We might have to figure out if we have to move the Nail Cafe in the next couple months because of something that came up with the landlord, which is a difficult situation we're praying through. It's stressful, but y'all pray with us about that. It's something very unexpected, and it wasn't in the budget. So you know, we don't know what God's got right there yet for that. So, guys, there's so many other things that we could tell you that have been going on since January and since our last update. But we want to keep this video short. And so those are the main things. And thank you for taking the time just to check in with us and see, you know, what's been going on. We would ask for y'all's prayers as we continue, as the Nail Cafe continues, as we develop in our work with the church, and just really still feeling out what God has next for us to do or to continue or whatever that looks like for Him.
Yeah, absolutely. All of this awesome and amazing things that we've been doing and that we just told you have been done because the Lord has provided, but He has done so through you and through your support. And so we want to encourage you to continue to pray and see what are ways that the Lord is calling you to serve, and we're so blessed to have your support and your prayers.
So thank you guys so much for taking the time. Keep in touch with us. I know it's hard, out of sight, out of mind, and it's the same for us. It's hard for us to communicate effectively with all of you guys what's going on here. The worlds are very different, and so keep in touch as much as possible, and we'll try to do the same. And we love you. We thank you for your prayers and support.
Love you. Bye.